This is kind of awkward, but yeah, that's me. The one with the fancy red hat, cute cheeks and a round face and very long lashes. Okay, enough about praising me. Let's get serious. Let's go. I was once a girl who's been marked as daddy's boy. Yes, a boy, I know. My dad wanted to have a boy instead of a girl since he wanted someone to carry on his name for the future because Lopez is indeed a common surname but a virtuous sounding one. I am the middle child, which is both an elder and younger sister, meaning I had the best of both worlds. I've never had an identity because I pleased my parents too much, but it helped me see myself through their lens. The trophy daughter who's beginning to let go of the trophy. I started getting rid of all the lines that surround me and began to slowly see my reflection. I was a shy girl who actually got a knack for speaking in front of a large crowd. I was an awkward person with zero social skills who have large friend groups. The things I thought I can't do are all the things I can actually do. The different skills I've gained shaped the real me. A Gwen who's not scared to tackle different zones in her life, but is still scared of dogs, unfortunately. I love asking questions and discovering things, especially when it comes to their cultures, since it's really interesting and fascinating to find out how other humans simply be humans. The different events, traditions, folklore, and foods they have that all have an origin. If you like uncovering stuff like me, would you be delighted to keep on watching this video? For the first aspect, I will be tackling physiological. Red days is what my mom always describes it whenever I ask her what puberty is all about. Every time she tells me a story, my stomach will always turn into a giant knot of fear because I can't imagine myself having those kinds of pain. And I was always tasked to buy sanitary pads for them, so I know what kind I need to buy. But I never realized that it will be too soon before I buy one for myself. Then I remember in 6th grade, I was feeling anxious the whole day in class because I felt a scorching pain in my belly, which at the time, I didn't think was a menarche. Goodbye teacher, goodbye classmates, see you tomorrow, we all said in unison. But suddenly my classmate Sarah, who was behind me, shouted with all her heart, "Gwen, bakit may dugo ka sa puwet?" I looked at her and looked around with a confused face. Then she pointed out my bottoms. Huh? I let out a sudden shocked breath because I was flabbergasted and didn't know what to do. Even though my heart was racing and felt like I'm about to faint, I opened our white door furiously, rushed home, and in the blink of an eye, I was facing our large brown door and regained my composure because I saw that my mother was there. I told her what happened and she told me that I knew what I had to do. So I grabbed a sanitary pad for a night and hopped into the warm shower. The moment I stepped into the shower, I knew I was passing the bridge of womanhood. I broke down inside the bathroom because I don't want to become an adult. Well, it's how I knew I'm still a child who had grown into a tall one. Then I considered those red days as a nightmare because I couldn't stand properly and the mood swings were no better. But I will not complain about the monthly update I have because it is also for the betterment of my hormones, reproductive, and overall well-being. There's also this aspect of my development called cognitive. There. Since I rode an airplane at the age of 3, it was my dream to become a flight attendant. Their graceful hand gestures every time they teach us their safety protocol. This sharp click-clock sound that indicates when they've arrived. Their gorgeous, defined jawlines that can absolutely cut a person. Well, not literally, but it's just too perfect. So, yeah, anyway. They're like modern goddesses to me. Then I entered 10th grade where my friends would always brag about their dreams, and there I was with them inside a room but lost inside my own bubble of aspirations. The dream of being a flight attendant was nowhere to be found in the bubble. I felt like a lone wolf because all of them had an expertise, but I consider myself as a jack of all trades and master of none. Now moving into our home, it's dinner time with my family, and I'm still deep in my thoughts. The aroma of the rosemary from the roasted chicken fills the room, my favorite. But it did not excite me at all because I was too focused on my future plans. Ano na kukunin ko sa college pa? I anxiously asked. Magaling ka naman sa mga gusto sa amin, di ba? E di mag-lawyer ka. Tsaka magaling ka rin gumawa ng rason ba't late ka umuwi. My dad confidently said, I let out an annoyed scoff because I was serious about my question. But then it still kind of makes sense to me. Well, in a weird way. The enrollment season has come and I'm still undecided as to what strand my heart will take me. So I signed up for the Humanities and Social Sciences strand in Sno Ba Ko University, Manila. Because my father told me. And fortunately, I got accepted. Even though my dad kind of forced me to enroll in Sno Ba Ko, the reason why I stayed was because of the perfectly toxic environment inside, the overly competitive strands, the people I've encountered, and because of my own decisions. My personality was ideal for this university because I am an indecisive person who doesn't say no to different favors. That's why I get to join different organizations, have an officer's position, and be active in school events because I always say yes. I guess being indecisive sometimes does take you to different places in life. What's next? Oh, psychosocial. Okay. During the 5th grade, in our school, Asia Academic Integrated School, an Islamic school by the way, our teachers would praise me for my academic abilities, and all our female seniors would visit our classroom and find me because they want to spend time with me. That grew so much joy in my heart because they treat me as a little sister. But what I didn't know is that my classmates labeled me a sip-sip, they labeled me a sip-sip behind my back because they think I made friends with the upperclassmate to have a backup. Then, it was the first period of our class, and I felt great going back to school. I slid the door open, stepped my foot inside the room, and all of a sudden, Ambit, the popular girl who verbally and mentally bullies me, angrily shouted, "Ano ba yan? Mabaho na naman." And you know, girl, as an 11-year-old kid, I know it wasn't literally pointed at me because I just sprayed a delicate and slightly floral perfume. But they of course wanted me to hear it because they hated me. I felt like all of them are looking at me with laser beam eyes. But in a room full of hatred, there were two who looked at me with care. And it was Hannah and Hakiza, my best friends. "Tigil mo nga yan, Ambe?" Hannah rebutted. Then Ambe rolled her eyes. Since then, they were my support system who helped me make more friends and understood its value. My self-esteem is boosted when I'm with them and I feel my worth as a human. They are the reasons why I know how to choose my friends now, and, they are my standards. The three of us were icing on each other's cupcakes because we know that we are nothing without each other. Moving on to the earlier days, we don't have any contact anymore, and we might not be best friends forever like we always used to say, but the lesson they taught me will always remain in my heart and mind forever. I miss you guys. I covered 3 aspects of my development. What's next? Moral. Okay. My parents' authority over me was extreme because I let them rule my life from what I needed to eat to what course I needed to take. The rules that my parents imposed were basically the only rules I based my identity on. All I know is that in every wrongdoing, you must have an immediate punishment or else you've never really regretted what you've done. I was a perfect kid that they always asked for until 8th grade came. During this time, my parents are in Davao and my elder sister Atina has on-the-job training. So we basically don't see each other. Then it was after class my friend Jurea asked me to stay at her house to hang. At first I was really hesitant to go because I know that my mom will be mad. But she persuaded me and told me in a convincing tone, "Wala naman dyan sa tito, diba? Tara sama ka na." And that made me say yes, unfortunately. We were inside her house filling it with laughter and happiness, and I looked at my black baby G1 and saw that it was past my curfew. I checked my phone and it was my mom calling me 1,000 times. I panicked and hurriedly said bye. "Para po sa may novo lang," I told the tricycle driver as I gasped for air. Once I got home, I saw Nanay Lita, our helper, who was waiting outside for me in our house. She told me that Mama called her to lock the door of our main house because I'm not allowed there anymore as I have my classmates home. It broke my heart in 2 pieces. My eyes were full of tears, but they're not falling because I don't want Nanay to see them fall. I want Nanay to see me cry. Then Nanay led me to our second house and I slept in her room. She gave me new blankets and kept on saying sorry for having dirty room. "Sabi kasi ng mama mo, wag ka nang papasukin eh," Nanay told me. I told her it was okay. Went to sleep and told myself that I deserved this kind of torment because I broke my mom's rule. That was the lowest points I've had in my life. And because of that experience, I found out that I do have my own sense of justice. I have my own morals and values that shape me to who I am right now. Whether it's wrong or right, I do not rely on my mom's rules anymore. I have my own rules and I can proceed to freely bend them for a bigger cause. During the first part of the video, you know me as Daddy's boy, that part. I was still unknown to you, but now I've shown you the vulnerable culture of my life, and by watching this video, you've helped me uncover my life. Hannah G, Gwen, whatever name they have known me, I still don't have an identity. Because every day I grow and discover new things about myself. But the only thing I'll say is that the younger me did her job. And it may not be a perfect one, but all I know is that she did what she's supposed to do, and I'm really grateful for that. I grew up and lived different places, but I never left the memories and messages the past has given me. I accepted it as a part of myself. I may cry like a child, but I will always fight and stand up like a woman. The girl who was marked as daddy's boy is now marked as the woman she'll ever be. Ana Gwen Lopez.